Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome.
And welcome to
Hawaii.
I'm your host, Michael Hart.
Let's take the pulse of the sports world, where we listen to a few overlooked stories of the week. And finally, we will discuss how the NFL had a virtual draft in this unprecedented time of social distancing. Only on Full Sail Live.
Well, let's start tonight in the NFL, where former MVP Cam Newton is still not found a home. After missing most of the 2019 season with an injury and then being released by the Panthers in March, Newton made clear that he is fully healthy. Now, Cam has often been compared to Michael Vick, as the two quarterbacks were equally as dangerous with their legs as they were with their arms. But with Cam's future being uncertain, gas bags like us have begun to discuss who is the better player. What was something interesting or maybe unexpected that you've learned from the series so far?
So far, I've really liked learning about Scottie Pippen, honestly, because I've found that I actually really respect him. He's a really cool guy, came from humble beginnings, and worked really hard to be where he's at. I thought it was really cool that he started as the team equipment manager before he got to be on the team in college, and that's what got him noticed.
The Players Union presented this offer to the MLB. There would be a 114-game season from June 30th to October 31st with prorated salaries. Players that are deemed high risk would be allowed to sit out the season without losing salary or service time. And finally, they agreed to expand the postseason for 2 years and offered potential salary deferment if the postseason were canceled by a second wave of COVID-19.
All these teams are all being dealt the same hand. We've had shortened seasons before, right? We've had the NBA lockout in 98 and 2011. The MLB season was shortened by a strike in 1995. You don't remember the Braves or the Heat or the Spurs as having an asterisk by their name. They're considered champions. And frankly, I think that a winner this year will be treated the same way.
With any online communication, there's always the fear of being hacked. And the NFL needed to take every precaution to make sure that the team's private information and conversations were protected. Victory was the cry as the crowd yelled, "Charge on!" In Orlando, for Full Sail Live, I'm Michael Hart.
Daniel Hudson gets Michael Brantley swinging.
Washington Nationals are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
Despite all the odds, the Nationals won all 4 games in Houston
And finished out Game 7 with a 6-2 victory.
at 19-31. Baseball Reference had Washington's odds to win the World Series at less than 1%, and no team has come back from odds that low. But with tonight's win, the Nationals may have become the most unlikely world champion in history.
Will they be able to play in front of any fans? Every year, Green Bay Packer fans brave the winter weather to come down to the frozen tundra. Lambeau Field has been dubbed the shrine to pro football, but there are some questions as to whether cheeseheads will be able to attend any games this year. The number of zeros on the check does not preclude them from being treated fairly. Ultimately, the players who will be taking on the health risk by playing during a pandemic do not want to also shoulder the financial risk. The league has taken extreme measures to continue to test the players and coaches for the coronavirus, but the head of the Bundesliga has said that they are playing on parole. But even with this risk of potentially having to shut the league back down, fans will be excited to finally be able to watch live sports. Whether it's in their home or socially distanced in a bar, people are going to be glued to this weekend's matches. Don't look now, but the Dinos' hot start is prehistoric.